Head now to Marahau in the Tasman region, roughly an hour's drive west of Nelson, give or take a bit. You may remember we went there after ex-tropical Cyclone Gita had passed through in February. The heavy rain brought down an avalanche of forestry debris, damaging some homes and covering land with mud and logs and felling waste. It was a tough period for the region. Cyclone Fahey also hit the area, causing flooding and road closing slips and massive storm surges in Nelson, badly damaging buildings the length of the coastline. I'm sure people there remember it very, very well. That was summer. With spring almost upon us, how's the clean-up going? And in some places, is it going at all? Our Nelson Marlborough reporter, Tracy Neal, went to find out.
Tons of rocks are being shaped into a new barrier beside the river at the Marahau Valley Farm community. For resident Merv Hall, it's a positive step. He knows they're lucky. There are other places in Riwaka and the Motueka Valley where the clean-up has only just started.
I think it's been a matter of the fact that there's many voices here and that we probably had a lot to say and that they reacted first here. We're a community of quite a few people. We had the ability to mobilise.
Gita struck only weeks after Fahey rolled over Nelson in February. The 122-year-old building, the boathouse, was among many coastal properties damaged by the storm surge. Manager Amy Jo Trey says insurance is covering some of the cost of the staged reconstruction.
Stage 1 is getting open, so that is making the building safe, functional and accessible to the public and the members, and the cafe open, making money again.
They're fundraising to cover the rest of the costs as they eye up a grand reopening in October, which Kiwi folk rock band the Waratahs just confirmed as the main act. The two storms caused almost $94 million in insured losses across the top of the South Island and West Coast. Gita alone caused more than $500,000 worth of damage to the Marahau community farm, the worst in its 46 years. Merv Hall says Tasman Forest Management, which oversees the Marahau plantations, along with the owners, have made significant contributions to the clean-up. But the community's 11 shareholders each face large bills for repair costs on the leasehold land.
Because it's all common land, we can't raise a mortgage. Our money goes into one body corporate, one fund, and then the money's paid out. And I think our cost is probably $60,000-$70,000 so far.
About 15 kilometres away in Riwaka, fruit and vegetable grower Frank Hickmott is still picking through the mess. He didn't have insurance to cover the cost of fixing broken fences and the loss of a third of his bean crop. Mr Hickmott says the help he got was closer to home.
People rallied around, other people that we know locally, churches and that, they came and helped clean up the garage and things like that. So I didn't feel stressed about it because it just, you didn't feel like you were on your own.
The Tasman District Council has spent close to $10 million fixing infrastructure like roads and culverts. Its post-Gita recovery manager, Richard Kirby, says there's a high expectation of councils when such events occur, but there are limits.
One of the challenges we do have is we do have public funds, ratepayer funds, and one of the challenges we've got is to make sure those funds are spent for the public good rather than the private benefit.
Mr Kirby says the biggest challenge has been the impact on people. Tolaga Bay suffered a similar fate in June, and Merv Hall says his Marahau community has some advice for locals.
Get together as a group. Don't stand alone. When people get together, you can share the pain, the load, the work, and get action and things happening much faster.
The Transport Agency says the next stage of the Takaka Hill Recovery and Rebuild program has been split into 2 work packages over the next 2 spring-summer seasons, meaning that the road to Golden Bay won't be fully fixed until 2020. In Nelson for Checkpoint, Tracy Neal.